day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time, whenever news breaks, while we're on the air. It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. And I thank you, thank you.
I love the West Side. It's time to party. Whenever Superman is in the house. I love the East Side. It's time to party. Whenever Superman is in the house.
I like playing on the West Side, even though I'm best playing on the East Side. As long as y'all got my back and it's alright. But we can over from the night to the daylight. I got something for my folks that can feel me. You know the critics in the press trying to kill me. A force field around my body that can shield me. There's nothing left for you to do but try to kill me. I took a stand in the 90s, shook but unturning. It's a fact that Shaq can leave a cold track burning, leaning low in the Tahoe, my whole crew to follow. A convoy, $100,000 car swallow. Keep your eyes on the biggest big man in the era, whether it's rap or ball and Rico Gates bring the terror. DWIS to the end, the world is mine. And I'm a shot from now to 99. Don't for breaking back, boy, it's easy.
Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580, live from the West Side. You know what it is. LA native, stand up. All right, I'm here to hit you up with all the headlines, all the trending topics, everything that is hot on your timeline, in your group chat, and on your mind. Tonight, because you know Andy's always on theme, right? We are talking about the first platinum NBA player in history, Shaquille O'Neal. And, you know, Shaq is always big brother, right? He always considers himself big brother. And this time, big brother is stepping up in defense of one Angel Reese. So we'll get into those details about all of that, you know. We are also getting into Emmy nominations were announced today. And I'm going to run through a bunch of the nominees. But Beyoncé and Kendrick Lamar were both nominated for Best Live Special. They'll be going head to head. So we'll get into that as well as some of the other primetime. Are they primetime? Yeah, they're the primetime Emmys that are coming up. So there are several of our favorites that are in contention for the awards. So we're going to run through that. And, you know, the DeBarge family, we love DeBarge in the 80s. Their songs are heavily sampled. We all know them. Throw in Switch, and you got a good portion of a lot of R&B and hip-hop hits from the last 30 or so years. But when you get into their family story, it's deep, it's layered, it's tragic. And I mentioned a few weeks back that there is a new documentary that is coming out about James and Mark, I believe it is. I believe it's Mark. But in a recent interview, James talks about how he normalized the dysfunction and, you know, some insight into his relationship and marriage with Janet Jackson back in the 80s. So we're going to get into those details. But before we do, you know, I always like to start the night with a couple of little conversation starters, things that are bubbling on your timeline that I just want to keep you aware of. And, you know, your girl Nicki Minaj, she is continuing on with her Twitter X tirades, right? So she got all into Punch from TDE, SZA, And, it's now an unexpected feud with Nicki Minaj dropping things like, draw your freckles back on, Bookie. Nicki is just spiraling. I don't know what her end goal is in these random outbursts on Twitter, right? Well, one of the things she said was, LOL, y'all remember that man from TDE who kept bullying me on Twitter for no reason? We have the receipts, laughing out loud. I never responded to him. What was his name again, y'all? I'm going to give him a nickname. I'm going to call him minus 30 million from now on. She also said, man, after I slurp some good D, guarantee you wouldn't fight a man. We have every tweet of your incessant bullying, lying, and more. Your name was added to that S list that, she's doing a lot of profanity. Itty Draws list. Don't know what it is. I guess she has an ish list. Same thing that make you laugh, make you ish. I don't know what she's talking about. Spiraling. Draw your freckles. SZA said Mercury retrograde. Don't take the bait. Laughing out loud. Silly goose. So Nicki responded back. Draw your freckles back on, Bookie. She's talking about the deposition of Desiree Perez, and she's saying justice for Demery, who is Desiree's daughter. Desiree is the CEO of Rock Nation, and she's been accused of various things, right? She also is calling SZA a weirdo. SZA called her weird, And then she added, be looking and sounding like she got stung by a bleeping bee. ... Draws on my fake freckles. Then she continues going. SZA says, I don't give a bleep about none of that weird stuff you're popping. So, this is the beef we didn't see coming, right? SZA also tells, Nicki Minaj slams SZA for what she says were allegedly negative comments about other female artists years ago, and tells her to stop being a jealous bee, right? And just continue going on. And I just want to know, what is Nicki's point? She was like, the bee used to be on Twitter dissing Rihanna, C, etc. But when it's time to suck dick and get opportunities from them, she drew them freckles on and got to slurping, right? Allegedly. Like, be pleased. Stop being jealous of women who you secretly would kill to be up their buttholes. These men putting batteries in y'all back, and y'all stupid enough to still keep it going, not peeping that it's not going to end well for you or them. Buzz off, Vumbaleia. Just random rants, So, I don't know. What should we do with Nicki? Wait for her to put out new music? Ignore her? What do we do? It's kind of crazy what's going on. And I know some of this has been her way. And, you should not be restricted by age. But there should be a certain refinement maybe that comes a little bit with age. Like, Nick, what are you doing?
Is it because SZA's kind of popping right now that she's getting negativity thrown her way?
I just think Nicki seems like she has a little bit of jealousy in her heart that she's not the center anymore. Even though she still makes dope music.
I also think that, the industry is shady.
It is.
So I'm just going to assume that she's probably done shady.
There might be some backdoor politics.
And she's venting right now.
She's venting. But what does she want us to do? And if you're talking in codes, the barbs are going to back you up regardless. But if you want the rest of us to jump on board, you're going to have to decipher. That's all I'm saying. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to have more on these trending topics and headlines. And I have something to give to you tonight. So, get out. All of that and more on the other side. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Exciting news, ladies! Always Discreet Boutique Bladder Leak underwear are now at a new low price. Protect yourself without breaking the bank. These fit and feel just like real underwear. Up to 0 leaks, 0 odor. Designed for all shapes and sizes, they give you the confidence to be fully yourself. Don't let bladder leaks hold you back. Buy Always Discreet Boutique Bladder Leak underwear. It's now at a new low price. Based on suggested retailer price only for packs above 16 counts. Pricing is at the sole discretion of the retailer.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So before we get into these topics, first up, you know how to get in touch with us, 800-920-1580 if you want to join in the conversation. We are also on social media. I'm at Stiletto Jill. You can hit us up at KBLA 1580. Join the YouTube chat. They're always good for some conversations, some laughs. Shout out to them. They're already at it, going in. And, of course, we have a new app. Download the app. Get into all of the things that are available there. Now, I told you I have something for you tonight, right? So, not now, when it's time. Not now, when it's time. I am giving to you, it's been a Hollywood Bowl summer, right? So, I feel like we should continue that. So, the LA Philharmonic is giving gospel and glam rock this summer. They are doing a performance of Jesus Christ Superstar August 1st through 3rd. And this staging stars Cynthia Erivo and Adam Lambert. And you need to be there. So when I say it's time, call in to get these tickets. Like I said, all summer long, we're in the giving thing. So now we're giving you a little Broadway meets Coachella vibes. You know, you're outdoor under the stars. It's going to be fantastic. All right, so let's get into Shaquille. So like I said, Shaq is making it really clear he's not playing any games about Angel Reese, right? The NBA legend lit up social media when a clip of him speaking to RG3, not literally speaking to him through the clip, right? Robert Griffin III. We know that there's been some back and forth because RG3 went out really strongly in support of Caitlin Clark, and in this started saying things that people took offense to about Angel Reese. One of the things was that Angel Reese absolutely hates Caitlin Clark. Like, this is personal and not about basketball. And then went on to add that there was a leak in Angel Reese's camp. People were offended by the setup with which he presented the conversation. RG3 is married to a white woman, and at times he very much makes jokes like, you know, he's the fly in the ointment or stuff like that. You know, just things of that nature, pointing out that he is married to his white Nubian queen. Excuse me. I'm being facetious, but he, you know, because he took so much heat early, I guess, his best defense is a strong offense. So I think he tries to beat people to the joke and sort of put it out there like, yeah, I'm married to a white woman. Yes, I love my white woman. Sort of to kind of beat it back before people can present it. I don't know how well that works, but that's what I feel like he sort of does with that. But it's sort of controversial. If you remember, it's been probably a decade now, right? Maybe when Rob Parker was on First Take and called him a cornball brother that ultimately caused him to lose his job with ESPN. And some people feel like Rob Parker's owed an apology. And Shaq is probably one of them. So he reposted, RG3, some of the racially charged memes that were going around when it was announced that Angel Reese would be on the cover of NBA 2K6, the WNBA version. And so he said that he was doing it in defense of Angel, but many argue, did you need to repost it to speak out about it? And then on top of that, to tag on that people in her camp are talking too much and all of these things. They question if he really was trying to be helpful or if he's trying to be funny, you know? Angel's mom stepped in publicly saying RG3 lied and hasn't spoken to anyone close to Angel. Shaq tweeted, better hope I don't see you in person, right? But then he took it one step further, and this is what he had to say.
I don't have beef with men. All these beautiful women in the world, why do I have beef with a man? I don't care about no man. Speaking of man, RG3, tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese. I'm punching your face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job, you got your podcast, leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. And stop it. That's the last time. Okay? Thank you. Sorry about that. Competition. That's what the world's built on, competition. Like, first of all, let them girls, like, leave them alone. Yeah, like, it's a shame. It's a shame that all the stuff you did in your life, you're going to be remembered for your podcast. You're going to be remembered for your podcast. That should tell you you're not that great. I don't want to be remembered for Shaq's Bit podcast. I do not. So, like, leave those girls alone. You already spoke on it. Let it go. Let it go. So what? He hates her. So what? I hate you now for messing with her. Now what? Say something about me. But she's not going to respond because I'm the one calling her and be like, baby, keep it classy. Because she's not soft by any means. You're from the streets. But I'm like, you're beautiful. Don't indulge with these fools because he's a fool. You don't even have G14 classification to say that. I would respect it more if Lisa Leslie said it. Like, that's your category. Stay out of them people's category. Okay, you're sports, whatever you do, you talk about sports, but bro, you don't need to be going deep. Y'all can go deep. Y'all are females. Y'all understand what that's like. He hates her, so what? Hate ain't the real word. It's just competition.
So I do think that even if there is a little personal beef, RG3 wouldn't know it. And in sports, that's part of the thing, like Shaq said, competition, right? But to run this back, Angel Reese obviously went to LSU, Where did Shaq go to college? LSU. And Angel Reese was one of the players that have recently signed with Reebok. Who owns Reebok? Shaq. And AI is involved. So, I mean, he's protecting his business interests. One, right? He's another pro athlete with a podcast, too. And I think some people feel like in this swirling of Caitlyn Angel, that in some ways, Caitlyn is getting more protection than is necessary. Right? Andy disagrees. We do have the WNBA All-Star Game coming up. Caitlyn is in the 3-point contest. I just think, one, I'm not mad at Shaq for stepping up. Some people think that, he's pandering, that he's seeking attention, or that he's, secretly trying to put it out there so that he could, get with a young hottie. I don't think he's doing that. I really don't. I think that Shaq likes being big brother. I think he likes being protector. We would see him do stuff like that with Kobe. We know that they had a shaky relationship. That is something he's always kind of done, and I think he relishes that role. It's probably why he's a cop. But I don't know. Is this Caitlyn Angel debate still good for the league? Do we still feel like it's good for the league? Because I do, but it's going into such a weird place. Not an unexpected place, but such a weird place. Partially because of social media. Like, I don't blame Caitlyn for what is going on because it's not even her. It's what she represents for some people. And it's just an opportunity for those people to get off their racist talking points. But at the same time, we see how racist talking points can impact as far as whatever, the course of someone's professional career. Just look at the election last year, right? So, yeah, somebody does need to step up. I know a lot of other people have, Ryan Clark, et cetera, but I do think it means something when you have a personality like Shaquille O'Neal. How many championships? 4 championships. 4 championships Shaq has, because Kobe has 5, one more than Shaq.
Take that to the bank.
Remember when Kobe was counting them with his cast on his finger? That's one of my favorite clips ever. And, Hall of Famer, MVP, put franchises on his back, has set the tone and the pace as far as one of the NBA players that didn't really do stupid stuff with his money. For example, or professional athletes, I shouldn't even just say NBA players, set a stage where he owns lots of brands. Now, everybody has a different way of doing things. Shaq obviously is the pitch man. He's out in front of a lot of things, but he's amassed a great deal too. He said, he talked about teaching his family financial literacy. So, we know he was a terrible husband by his own words, right? I'm just going to throw that out there because some people will use that as a barometer of your character. Okay. And it does play a part, but it is what it is. So I think that even though we know Shaq can be foolish and playful and, all of the things, his voice does have some type of weight as far as the culture in these things. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Andy, what do you have to say?
Wasn't, Shaq on Angel Reese's podcast, if I'm not mistaken, or vice versa?
Shaq was on her podcast.
Okay, because I can see that relationship being built right there too.
But I think it was before that when she was at LSU, especially when they started winning. Shaq is very much heavily involved in the program. His daughter went to LSU for a minute.
His son too.
His son too. Yeah, both of them went to LSU for a minute. So I'm not sure how much or if there was any interaction there. His daughter was hooping for a minute while she was there, and then she ended up transferring. I want to say maybe to Houston. I can't remember. TSU. I can't recall. But, Jill,
I think you broke it down 1,000% well. I think you know, when you pose the question, is the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark thing good for the WNBA? Yes, it's good. Look, when it comes to TV, it's all about entertainment. We like drama. We like movies. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why Tyler Perry is popping. You know what I mean? We like drama. The unfortunate thing is what you said, what Caitlin Clark and what Angel Reese represents. That right there is being pushed to the forefront as opposed to paying attention to their games, because let's be honest, Caitlin Clark got game. If you guys have been watching the WNBA, there's no need to be clowning Angel Reese now, because she's hitting her buckets off of the first attempt.
Me bounds.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if we're really paying attention to the game, we should definitely be celebrating them. But you know, the racism talk gets pushed more to the forefront, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to their games. But I think they're great for the league, 100%, because their games are good.
So I just want to point out that while the WNBA ratings are up, and this is no hate, no shade, you know what's carrying those ratings, right? Indiana games, Indiana Fever games. But listen, everybody gets some shine. Somebody in the chat, I just lost it. Royal Jenkins says, they are going to do the same thing when Cooper Flagg's rookie season. No, they are not. I think it'll be a different type of energy.
It is going to be a different type of energy. You sharing that court with Kyrie and AD and all that, I don't know.
I think it's going to be a totally different type of energy. DJ Black 909, why is RG3 beefing with a woman who's barely responding to him? That's goofy. Looking back, I don't remember ever seeing Angel Reese talk about RG3. He really does need to move on. You know, he's a commentator, so I'm not going to say that. I talk about lots of things that do not necessarily concern me, and people will clap at me and say that, and it's my job. So it is his job to a degree, but I do feel like he's taken this too far. And because it has gotten him attention and traction that he wasn't getting beforehand, I think that is also part of the reason why he's riding the wave.
If I'm FS1, I'm signing RG3 to a contract. Come join on board.
Well, they need to, because they got a lot of openings around there. When we come forward, we'll get more into these trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Guns, you never heard no rhymes like these. Maybe that's the reason I see wild G's. Bought a crib in the hill and still push wild B's. Back up, got to make way for the illest of the earth, but represents the bronze to the fullest. He be the realest. Some come try, test eye to the east side, to the west side, to the best eye. Burn like left eye, represent Twism to the deaf eye. Rep die, maybe cause you slept eye. Came up the weight that get your girl on the dance floor. I'ma tell you player haters this. Why you at the door getting frisked? If you don't wanna be nice, yeah, go up in your wallet, get your tips, and leave that other garbage in your whips. Okay.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass says homelessness in Los Angeles County is down for the second year in a row.
This is very good news.
New data from the LA Homeless Services Authority shows a 4% drop countywide and a 17% drop in the city since 2023. More people are also in shelters, up nearly 5%. Stevie Wonder is shutting down rumors that he can see. During a show on his European tour, the Motown legend told the crowd he's been blind since shortly after birth and added that his blindness has helped him see people for who they truly are, not by looks or color. And Michael Bernard Bell, a black convicted double murderer, was executed by lethal injection in Florida Tuesday night. He was convicted in 1995 for killing 2 people outside of a Jacksonville bar. It's the 26th U.S. execution this year, a 10-year high, and Florida's 8th in 2025. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Tough in Burbank, the 5 southbound. It looks like this is loading up away from Burbank Boulevard in stretches all the way to the 605. That suddenly became busy because people are avoiding the 210 eastbound at Latuna Canyon Road in Tahunga. Scene of a crash involving a big rig and a car. One of them caught on fire. Only the right lane is open. Delay is jammed away from Sunland Boulevard. The 5 southbound's an alternate, or you can bail off at Sunland Boulevard, head east. It becomes Foothill. Take that to Lowell to reconnect connect with the 210.
Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and more for a child in poverty. And there are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
Is this the tether? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
I'm a bad man. 3 HBCU players were chosen in Major League Baseball's two-day draft. The highest selection was Florida A&M catcher Brody Popple, who was taken in the 13th round by the San Francisco Giants. Alabama State had 2 players drafted, infielder Juan Cruz by the Washington Nationals and catcher Cameron Douglas by the Detroit Tigers. In last month's NBA draft, no HBCU players were selected. The Dodgers will have 3 players in the starting lineup for tonight's All-Star game: catcher Will Smith, first baseman Freddie Freeman, and designated hitter Shohei Ohtani. Major props to the National Hockey League. The NHL is donating $250,000 to Tennessee State University to help them start a Division I men's hockey program. The first season will be 2026-27. Tennessee State is the first HBCU school to start a hockey program. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made it this far without you. We work hard every single day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time, whenever news breaks, while we're on the air. It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. Thank you, thank you.
Nearly 7 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's disease, or AD. But did you know that Black adults aged 65 and older are twice as likely as white adults to develop AD? You may be able to reduce your risk by managing conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure, being physically active, eating healthy, and exercising your mind. To learn more about AD, the importance of early diagnosis and intervention, and a potential treatment option, visit treatalzearly.com. That's treatalzearly.com. This message is brought to you by AZI.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Satisfying to me, I must confess it, girl.
know, I had to let that ride for a little bit. Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Come on, Elle. The thing that is amazing is that like 45 years later and all the things that El DeBarge has been through, that voice is still high quality. Come on, DeBarge. Well, we're going to get into his brother James and an interview that he's done recently that discuss some of the things involved in their childhood and some things about his relationship with Janet Jackson. But before we get into that, first, congratulations to Kendrick Lamar and Beyoncé. The Emmy Bowl showdown. Both K-Dot and Queen Bee are in the running for Outstanding Variety Special Live at the 2025 Emmys, right? Kendrick's show, obviously, his halftime show, was watched by 133 million people, a record. His performance is nominated in 4 categories, produced by Roc Nations and Jesse Collins Entertainment. Jesse also produced Beyonce's halftime show, right? And the BET Awards. And a bunch of other things. Like, you are a fan of Jesse Collins Entertainment if you weren't aware. And a little history for you. Jesse Collins used to be on the radio here in LA. I can't remember if it was K-Day or KGFJ. I want to say it was K-Day, like 1580, like right where we are right now, back in the day. So, you know, shout out to Jesse Collins. And remember, also the producer of the New Edition movie. So, you are a fan of Jesse Collins Entertainment. Beyonce's nominated for the NFL Christmas halftime special, right? It was streamed on Netflix. Beyonce Bowl. She's also up for Outstanding Directing and Outstanding Variety Special Live. Other nominees in the category include SNL 50, the Oscars, and the Apple Music Super Bowl show, which is obviously Kendrick. The Creative Arts Emmys air September 6th and 7th, and the main Emmys air September 14th. Beyonce has never won an Emmy Award before, despite nominations for Lemonade, Homecoming, On the Run Tour, and her 2013 Super Bowl performance. So maybe 2025 is the year, right? Perhaps. So let me get into a couple of the other nominees, because like I said, the culture is in the building for the Emmys. Brian Tyree Henry was nominated for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Limited or Anthology Series for Dope Thief. That's on Apple TV. Not sure if you checked it out, but you should. Rashida Jones is nominated for Black Mirror as an Outstanding Lead Actor in a series. Sterling K. Brown was nominated for Paradise, Outstanding Lead Actor in a series. Ayo Edebiri, I always jack up her last name, apologize, but you know what I'm talking about. She was nominated once again for lead actress in a comedy series for The Bear. Quinta Brunson was nominated for Abbott Elementary. We have Uzo Adubo for The Residents. She was nominated for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. And the thing about that is so hurtful is that this show will not be coming back for a season 2. It was very, very expensive to make. Extremely. I can't remember how much the first season cost. I want to say close to $80 million. Could be wrong, but it's somewhere in there. And so they have decided, Netflix has, not to bring it back for a season 2. Janelle James was also nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actress, as was Sheryl Lee Ralph. Once again, Jessica Williams was nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. She stars in Apple Shrinking. Check that out. It's pretty entertaining. Coleman Domingo was nominated for The Four Seasons, again on Netflix, as Best Supporting Actor. Tremel Tillman was nominated for Severance, supporting actor in a drama series. Natasha Rouse, shout out to Natasha. She's nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a drama series for White Lotus. And we have, I told you there's a lot. You know, we are representing this year. Ashley Walker was nominated for Adolescence. I don't know if you've checked that out. It was an anthology series. It was a really deep series. I believe it's Netflix that it was on. Ruth Negga was nominated for Presumed Innocent. Let me not stutter. Told you about the Beyoncé Bowl. Anthony Mackie was nominated for Guest Actor in a Comedy Series for The Studio. There's more, like Cynthia Erivo, Kevin Hart was nominated. Just Zoe Kravitz was also nominated for The Studio. Die Hard 3 was nominated for Outstanding Short Form Comedy. That's Kevin Hart thing. So we're in the building. Forrest Whitaker was nominated for Andor. You know, that's the Star Wars, one of the series that was on Disney. So, I mean, it's Forrest Whitaker's birthday. Shout out to Forrest Whitaker. Happy birthday to him. Giancarlo Esposito was nominated for The Boys. So we're in the building. We got to take something. Like Denzel said, we're not leaving here without something. Okay? So shout out to all of them. Shout out to Beyonce and Kendrick. We have to see what goes down with all of that. Morris Phillips says, so what? Tupac has never won a Grammy, has he? I don't know if he's won one posthumously. I don't think that he has. No, it's just, no, Beyonce's won several things. Like awards, they don't matter, but they do. That's the best way I can put it. Does it have to define your career? Does it mean that you're not a success because you haven't won an award? No, but it is one of the things people will use to position your greatness within the ethos, Forrest Harrison said Jesse Collins was on 92.3 The Beat in the early 1900s. See, one to the other. We love that. Pretty Brown Mimi says DeBarge, Switch, all of them, legendary family.
Hold on.
Yes.
Early 1900s.
Yeah, he's being funny. I know it's
Understood,
not 19. Yeah. I know. The early 1900s is like Western time, 1908 and stuff like that. Women couldn't vote. All of those things. We didn't have rights. But I feel you. You mean the early 1990s. Got you. Because that's when The Beat launched, I think in 92 or 93. Anyway, listen. You want to go to the Hollywood Bowl and check out a performance of Jesus Christ Superstar Under the Stars, August 1st through 3rd, one of those dates? Hit us up right now, 800-920-1580, and the tickets are yours. When we come forward, we're going to get into James DeBarge's interview.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Catch Prep is now enrolling for summer credit recovery in fall 2025. As South Los Angeles' top-performing high school in English, math, and college access, Catch Prep is welcoming all 9th through 12th graders to enroll now. Catch Prep offers a small, supportive, and safe learning environment to help all students succeed, so that all students feel valued, respected, and motivated to reach their full potential. For the past 20 years, Catch Prep has helped more students of color gain admission to top-tier universities, with our graduating seniors earning a total of $3 million in scholarships, more than any other school in Los Angeles. We are dedicated to helping all students turn your college dreams into reality. Catch Prep is now enrolling. Visit us online at catchhighschool.com or call 323-293-3917. Space is limited. Please enroll now for summer credit recovery and fall 2025. Call 323-293-3917 or enroll today at catchhighschool.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
1455 Frazee, San Diego. CordellCordell.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach? Transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal? Prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Okay, we talked a little bit about the DeBarge family. Obviously, in the 1980s, I believe it was about 81, 82 when they dropped. And their album just took over. We know Elle went on to have a solo career. And people, you think about it, Elle is like the DeBarge is actually both. Not only are they staples in hip hop because of their music, the samples, Switch included, but for years in TV shows, in movies, when you were just capping back and forth with your friends, if people wanted to make a joke about a light-skinned guy or something about, you know, being a pretty boy or something, they brought up Elle DeBarge. That was the reference. Just like, you know, if they want to call somebody a nerd, you hear Urkel. These are just things that have carried on through the culture for years and years and years. Well, there is a documentary that is coming out about two of the DeBarge brothers, James being one of them. And in a recent interview, James was asked at what point basically that he understood that his youth, the family experience with drugs, with being sexually abused, emotionally abused, when did he know that that was not right? And he basically said that, you know, he and his siblings kind of turned to drugs and each other for survival, right? But that at the time these things were happening, didn't really understand or know that this was outside of the normal, that it was just something that just was, so to speak. And, you know, I feel like it's really, really sad. He said it was years later. We know that all of the family members have struggled with addiction. Just recently, just a few days ago, actually, maybe in the past week, the youngest brother, Chico, was arrested. Jonathan, he goes by Chico. I think Chico is 58 years old now. He was arrested for possession. They said he was riding his bike down the street the wrong way with no lighting equipment. It was at night. And when he was flagged and pulled over, he had some paraphernalia on him. He was jailed back, I think he had this one single that was out, I think late 80s. And then he was transporting some stuff. He went to jail for a while. And when he was released, I believe it was in 97, he dropped the No Guarantee album. That was fire. He had the remix of No Guarantee with Joe. The big song was Iggin' You. Nia Long was in the video. I don't know if you remember that. It was fire. But problems with drugs have flanked all of them. And, you know, their father, who was a white man, was extremely abusive to all of them. So they grew up in a really, really serious situation. They used music to sort of be their therapy, their escape, and obviously it turned into them signing a deal with Motown. James also talked about his whirlwind relationship with Janet. They met when, I think he said when Janet was on Good Times. They were about, he was 13. Janet was about 11 or 12. He said that they just talked on the phone. They didn't meet in person until many, many years later. They were introduced by LaToya Jackson, who was dating James's older brother, Bobby, who was in Switch. Yes, that's how it went. But they didn't meet till much later. And we know they had a whirlwind relationship. You know that there have been rumors for years that James and Janet had a child, and it's a secret love child, and it was spirited away someplace, and one of the other relatives raised it. They both said that it's not true. At one point in time, James said he couldn't be sure, but he's later basically said, not to his knowledge, basically. And it's been talked about how Janet had to go to work on Fame, and then she would go and be out in the streets at about 19 or 20 years old searching for James, because he would be in a crack house someplace, and she would go and drag him out of the crack house and try and get him cleaned up. They were married for a year before they were annulled. He said that Janet, they were young and in love, right lovers, wrong time. It was 84 when they were married. Janet was 18, 19. They divorced a year later, like I said, with an annulment. And it was heavily influenced by his drug use and instability. I wish them so much love, light, and happiness. And I hope that recently I saw Elle on something, one of those in studio quick hit shows, voice still immaculate, playing the keyboards. I really wish for peace for that family because they have struggled so very much. Well, we have a caller on the line, Stephanie. Stephanie wants to get into Angel Reese. Stephanie, how are you this evening?
I'm doing okay, Jill. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for tapping in with us. Congratulations, Stephanie. I'm so happy to hear that you won the tickets. So what's on your mind?
Well, I was talking to your screener, and forgive me, I don't remember what his name is.
Andy.
So, Andy. Thank you, Andy. And just acknowledging receipt of the tickets, I thank you. But I also gave him a take about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and the whole WNBA and all of this stuff. We have to remember that the league was developed 25 years ago and had been going on for a while. They just recognized the league last year when she came into it. We've been around. This league has been built on and for on the shoulders of our African-American basketball players who have been hooping for years. Houston Comets, first WNBA championship.
Cynthia, shout out to her.
Exactly, right? So all of those ladies who have built this league and have kept it going. And hold on, you guys just came on board last year. Give it some love. Give us some love. But that's what happens as an African-American woman. That's what happens. We don't get the recognition that we deserve. And in this space and time, it is lost in the things that we're doing. Angel Reese, she's good. Me bounds, I'll take them. Get them. If
Absolutely.
you can get them.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your call, Stephanie. I appreciate you for
sure.
talking in.
Thank you so much for the tickets. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
And shout out to LA's own Tina Thompson. She also was on that comment team. The comments, I think they had a 3-peat run. 4. Listen, I know Portland just got a franchise. Obviously, Toronto got one, and Golden State has the Valkyries, and Detroit. But Detroit has been awarded a new. Wait, were they, or did someone mention? I think they were. Yeah. I'm saying that they got a new one in the expansion thing. I could be wrong about that, but I think so. But if not, I would like to see Detroit and Houston get WNBA franchises again, right? Because they were part of setting the pace along with the Sparks. I'm always going to represent from LA, baby. It is what it is. All right. Well, listen, we have gotten into a lot of things tonight. The chat is still chatting. Rush says, Shaq agreed with Barkley that Breonna Taylor isn't the same as George Floyd. Just saying. I don't recall that. I'm not saying that it's not true. What I will say about things is we aren't going to be one-to-one with everything as far as opinions and takes from everyone. That's just the way it is. You don't agree with your mama all the time. You don't agree with your cousin, your husband, your wife, whomever. So to expect that we are going to be one-on-one with strangers that we really don't know, we have a parasocial relationship with, is a little out there. I understand if, some of the things don't resonate with you and that's not someone that you respect. But for me, in most instances, not all, definitely. In most instances, no matter my personal feelings about an individual, if they speak something that is truthful, if they speak something that I feel is honest, I'm going to acknowledge that. And if they're doing it with another effort, reason, sneakiness behind it, I can acknowledge that too. But, you got to take the good with the bad sometimes. In the chat, they're talking about, don't forget about the Silvers. They did have problems with drugs in their life too. Watts own. Shout out to them. And then they're going on and just mentioning all the other people that are musical geniuses from the city of LA. We know we have a lot. Listen, thank you so much for tapping in with us each and every Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. for your trending topics and headlines. I am Jill Munroe, your cultural timeline translator. Coming up, it's the voice of reason, Zoe Williams. Come on and sit in and get some of that good knowledge that he partakes in every night. I'll tap in with you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
I pays for my stalk with the baby in it. If the sky's not your limit, you'll never get it. Turn statistics, I'm so sadistic, so religious, that's so malicious. No division, still snow magicians, blitzing for riches like fourth and inches. Pay attention and listen, the snakes hissing. Is writing statements and say they didn't. Dream of taking you down, the hate hidden. Wanna show you around, but they Jay Princeton.
Richards replace all the Pashas. Dior slides made of iguana. Stuff the walls for tomorrow. God look like tryna borrow, blow a budget. Like we gon' tuck it till it all falls down. When the chest game.